Welcome to On the Beat, everyone. I'm over here with Dr. Andy Barlow from Regenerative Medicine of Mississippi, and we have one of his patients' wife in the studio. How are you, Dot?
I'm doing just fine.
Thank you so much. Of course, again, great to see you, Dr. Barlow.
Thank you.
Now, we have been talking about this incredible, revolutionary treatment that you now do, and it's called stem cell therapy, everyone. You know, if you've been watching this show, that I am an absolute advocate of it. It can fix just about anything that's going wrong, which I love. Agree, Dot?
Agreed.
It's a lifesaver and a life changer. Dr. Barlow, just very briefly, for someone who's just tuning in, just briefly explain stem cell therapy.
Okay, well, the benefit, Troy, of stem cell therapy is it actually we don't just mask the symptom, it actually has the ability to regenerate and rejuvenate and reconstruct damaged tissue and potentially revitalize them back to health.
Now, is that done with a needle injection? Is it surgery? How does it all happen?
It's our medical director, Dr. Amos, actually does an injection into the damaged joints.
All right. What happens if I was on steroids? Can I have stem cell therapy?
And that's a good question. You can, but if you're on steroids, you have to be off steroids for at least 3 weeks before we can do the
Because
injections.
people who have these pains that we talk about in these shows, a lot of them are on steroids.
Yes, they are.
And we need to be clear of that. Dot, I need to bring you into the conversation because your husband, your life was in turmoil because of the pain that he was in. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we've been married for 20 years, and the last 2 have been quite well.
Much better.
Much better because of his physical.
18 years was just tough.
And there was times he hurt so bad that I couldn't touch him. You know how you walk by your spouse and touch him on the shoulder or something? I couldn't do that. And he was under the care of the VA, and one time he was in such pain, he was in a wheelchair 24/7. And I took him for one of his appointments, and the doctor said, "You need to get on the table." And he kept saying, "I can't. I can't."
He can't get up.
He couldn't get out of the chair. So the doctor just looked at me, and I told him, I said, "He hurts too much. He can't get on that table." So the doctor says, "Do you want me to put him in the nursing home?" I said, "No."
What?
Yes. I mean, he had good days and bad, but that was one of his bad. But
all right.
Anyway.
Let's talk a little bit about what you did to fix the problem.
I was going to say that.
All righty.
I saw on TV about Dr. Barlow. It was about a year and a half ago, I think. And I called, and I wasn't willing to part with that little bit of money. And about 2 weeks later, I thought, you know, this is ridiculous. So I said to Ed, how about we go give him a try? So we did. And we came up, and he couldn't lift his arms, like shoulder height.
Yeah.
And he worked on him for 4 minutes. Everything that had been done in the past just didn't work.
So he changed your life?
In 4 minutes.
In 4 minutes, everyone. Of course, 4 minutes isn't for everyone,
right.
But it gave him relief. And you were just saying the last 2 years of your life has just been so much better. We obviously went through a stem cell therapy with him, and that was a process over how long?
Actually, he had multiple injections, I believe, and this was for him was probably about a year ago. So,
okay.
And Doc can tell you more about that than I can.
Dot, is he still in the wheelchair?
Oh, heavens, no. As a
Look
matter
at
of fact,
you. You're out camping and running around.
we just got back from Cody, Wyoming yesterday.
Good for you.
And 2 years ago, he would have never made that. He couldn't physically have made that trip.
I appreciate you coming in and sharing your story. I'm also going to meet your husband soon as well.
Right.
Dr. Barlow, again, thank you so much.
Thank
if you
you,
want
Troy.
to find out more information, listen, don't sit at home in pain. Look at the number up on your screen now, Regenerative Medicine of Mississippi. Back after this short break, everyone. You're watching On the Beat.